Hey everyone, and welcome back. I know it's been a while. Life happened, things got heavy, and honestly, I needed the pause. But we're back, and we're back stronger than ever. If you've been here from the beginning, honestly, thank you for waiting. And if you're new, welcome to the Dewaniya. Today, I want to tell you a story, not about anyone you know, not about a place you recognize, just a woman. فجهزوا القهوة وارتاحوا وحياكم عالديوانية.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There was a woman who carried people without ever announcing the weight. She was the kind of person who remembered birthdays without reminders, even the ones no one else cared about. She made people feel important in quiet ways. A call at the right time, a message just when someone needed it, a table set even when she was tired. What mattered to her was that everyone around her was happy, even if that meant stepping over her own emotions, swallowing disappointment, choosing peace over honesty. She was the mama bear, even when no one else said it out loud. With family, there were no invitations. You didn't need to be asked. You just showed up. That was the rule. Her house was always open in the unspoken way family houses are. Doors opened without knocking. Someone always asking what was cooking. Someone always staying longer than they planned. She never kept track of what she gave. She just gave. And because she was always there, always capable, always holding things together, no one imagined a version of her that wouldn't be. Then she got sick. Not the kind of sick that passes quietly. The kind that takes things from you slowly. First, energy, then strength, then independence, until one day she couldn't walk the way she used to, couldn't bathe herself, couldn't do the most basic things without help. And something in her changed completely. It wasn't just her body that stopped cooperating. It was her will. She gave up. Not loudly, not dramatically. She just stopped trying. Stopped pushing herself. Stopped pretending she would get back to who she was before. Life became heavy, and she didn't have the strength to fight it anymore. People didn't know what to do with that. They expected her to fight harder, to stay strong, to be positive. And when she didn't, frustration crept in, quietly, even among the people who loved her most, especially them. There was anger, real anger, because it felt like she was abandoning everyone, like she had spent her whole life holding the family together, and now she was letting go. It felt unfair, confusing, painful in a way no one knew how to say out loud. At first, people checked in, asked how she was doing, showed concern. But as time passed, and she didn't improve, not physically, not emotionally, the concern faded. It became uncomfortable to be around her. She wasn't uplifting anymore. She wasn't fixing things. She wasn't carrying everyone else. When she tried to talk about how hard things were, how exhausted she felt, how she didn't recognize herself anymore, she wasn't met with patience. She was brushed off. There would be a smile, a look, a tone that said, "You're fine," as if she were exaggerating, as if she were choosing this. The best word that I could use is يستخفوها. They told her to be grateful, to stop focusing on what she lost, to think positively. And then they moved on, relieved they didn't have to sit with her reality for too long. When she tried to gather the family at her house, the way she always had, things felt different. With family, you don't wait for invitations. You just show up. But now, people didn't. Suddenly, there were excuses. Too busy, too tired, another time inshallah. Her gatherings became optional. Easy to skip, not important. And yet, when gatherings happened elsewhere, everyone somehow managed. She noticed. Of course she did. When family did see her, it was brief, formal, predictable. A hello, a kiss, how are you, alhamdulillah. And that was it. No one stayed. No one sat next to her long enough to actually hear her. Conversations moved around her, not with her. She became someone you acknowledged out of politeness, then quietly moved past. And what hurt the most wasn't just the loneliness. It was how quickly everything she had been was forgotten. The birthdays she never missed, the emotions she swallowed to keep everyone else comfortable, the way she protected everyone like a mama bear, even when it exhausted her. All of it erased the moment she stopped being useful. They remembered what she used to give more than they cared about who she still was. They spoke about her like a memory while she was still alive, sitting right there, listening. The family didn't abandon her loudly. There were no confrontations, no dramatic exits. They still said hello. They still asked how she was. They just stopped showing up. And she stayed, sick, dependent, misunderstood, carrying the quiet weight of knowing that the moment she couldn't hold everyone else together, she became too heavy to carry. Now, here's the uncomfortable part. Most families don't fail each other because they're cruel. They fail each other because they don't know how to love people who don't get better. We're taught how to celebrate recovery, how to admire strength, how to clap for resilience. But when someone stays sick, when someone loses their independence, when someone doesn't fight the way we want them to, love gets tested. And sometimes the anger we feel towards someone who gave up isn't really about them. It's about what their illness took from us. The plans, the roles, the version of life that quietly disappeared. Instead of grieving that honestly, we turn it into resentment. We tell ourselves they're exaggerating, that others have it worse, that they could do more if they really wanted to. Because if we admit they're truly suffering, then we have to admit something harder, that we're slowly abandoning them. And abandonment doesn't always look like leaving. Sometimes it looks like short visits, polite hellos, excuses that sound reasonable, silence that feels justified. We don't leave loudly. We leave carefully. And someone else always pays the price. Usually one person, the one who doesn't get to opt out, the one who stays. And the sick person feels it too. The shift in energy, the way people stop asking real questions, the way their pain becomes inconvenient. They learn quickly what kind of suffering is acceptable and what kind makes people uncomfortable. They learn to shrink themselves. So here's the part I'm not going to sugarcoat. Illness is not a moral failure. Needing help is not a character flaw. And giving up is sometimes not a choice. It's exhaustion. If you know someone like the woman in this story, someone who used to be the glue, the caretaker, the mama bear, and now struggles to function, to move, to be who they were, stop waiting for the version of them that makes you comfortable. Pick up the phone, even if you don't know what to say. Show up, even if the conversation is awkward. Presence is not about fixing. It's about staying. Because one day, all of us will slow down. All of us will lose something. And none of us will want to be remembered only for what we used to give. Family isn't proven in good times. It's revealed in inconvenience. If this episode made you uncomfortable, good. And if it made you think of someone specific, don't overthink it. Don't justify it. Just show up while they're still here. Thank you all for being here with me today and for coming back after the break. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to follow or subscribe wherever you're listening. Till next time, take care and stay present.